are landing on cryptex land. Get off the ship and take a walk. Take any guitar and start your own band. Here you can sing, here you can talk, here you can say whatever you want. Here you can stay, become a mutant. Just try to be nice. For hate there is no space. Don't skate on thin ice. You better not run that race. The race of the trolls, the race of the hate. I will show you the pose. Don't hate but create. You are landing on cryptex land. Get off the ship and take a walk. Take any guitar and start your own band. Here you can sing, here you can talk, here you can say whatever you want. Here you can stay, become a mutant. Just try to be nice. For hate there is no space. Don't skate on thin ice. You better not run that race. The race of the trolls, the race of the hate. I will show you the poles. Don't hate, but create. The race of the trolls, the race of the hate. I will show you the pose. Don't hate, but create.
Hello guys, how are you? We are here, cryptex and cryptol. With only one troll is enough, so I hope we're not gonna have any trolls tonight, but if we have, that's why Mar is here. Hello Mar, my favorite moderator. So you have the range to kick out any trouble from the chat. Shane's here. How are you, Shane? How is everything in Ireland? Early live, yeah. Today here is Victoria Day. So today is a holiday. So that's why I took advantage to do an early live. Yeah, you should know the Sex Pistols song. God Save the Queen, she ain't a human being. So yeah, Victoria Day today in Canada, so that's why. OG, hello OG, how are you? Great streams. I love the openness and hearing all theories. Thank you for that. Yeah, I think that in this case, a lot of things just don't add up. We don't know the whole story. I hope you guys today, you're gonna help me with the show because I want to hear and to listen to your theories. Again, there's a lot of inconsistencies here in this case. In my personal opinion, I don't buy the lone wolf theory. I don't say it's impossible. I just think that it's unlikely. I think there are multiple actors here, and there are some creators just trying to push the narrative so hard of the lone wolf, and they are really close to other possibilities that, in my opinion, are likely, like in my case, like the Kleins, but it could be any other actor, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I really don't like that. I think that there are some fishy, how can I say? I don't want to use the wrong word here, but in my opinion, there are creators working with law enforcement, pushing the official narrative. I I want to ask you guys also, why do you like this channel? I would like to think that is because I think that you are not buying the official narrative, and I think that this is a safe space to discuss the case and to share different point of views. Of course, if you think that the crime was committed by only one perpetrator, that's fine to me. But I think we should be open to other ideas or hypotheses, especially when we have a case with a lot of mistakes, with a lot of inconsistencies, a lot of incompetence. I'm gonna play a short video. It's not related to Delphi, but at the same time, it shows how incompetent law enforcement is. And even if you have like a good element inside the law enforcement, this good element is going to be trapped by the system. To me, the system is rotten. So we're going to see that in a couple of minutes. RC99, happy to have you here. Shane, my fellow United fan. Yeah, he's a fan of Manchester United. Me, I'm a fan of Barcelona. What about you, RC99? Let me know what's your favorite team. Trial Junkies here, saying hello to you guys. Cyber Warrior, the cybernetical warrior, is here in the chat. We have a good crew. Usually I don't stream that early, so I don't know how many of you are gonna be here. So yeah, Delphi is a mind blank. Yeah, I agree. Hiwata is in the house. My other favorite moderator. So my theory is now and always has been that the girls went down the hill to an awaiting car under the premise of going to party or do what teenagers do, were taken away. That's an interesting theory. And do you think that theory aligns with the Kleins being involved? That awaiting car could be a car that was used by the Kleins? Or do you think that is another different actor? And the other question for you, do you think that Bridge Guy was Richard Allen or not? I think you think he's not, but just to clarify here in the chat, Hiwata, if you want. Shane, all my pastors are 99 or 2008. What do you mean? I don't understand that. Goddess, how are you, Goddess? Passwords. Yeah. Jamie, right? I think finally I learned how to pronounce your name. I thought you were a Jaime from Colombia, but you are Jamie, right? Shane, my theory will be very unpopular. That's fine. Mine is unpopular. So please share us your theory, Shane. That's why we are here. I want to hear your theories tonight, guys, or this afternoon in my case. Trial Junkie, if Richard Allen is the lone wolf, when we have to disregard 6 years of evidence, in my opinion. Good point. Let me go here to see who else. Frank Meister is here. Hello, Frank. Happy to have you here. Oh, my other favorite moderator, Simdal from the Netherlands. How are you, Simdal? Hey, Simdal, what's your theory, man? You're being here like since forever in the channel, and I really don't know what's your theory. So please let us know. Hiwata, I'm hard pressed to believe the Kleins were not involved. What do you mean? You're hard pressed. I think we have to discuss all possible motives. Yeah, if they make sense, yes. So let me go with a short video here, guys, just to elaborate my streaming tonight. Sorry, give me just 1 second, guys, here. Okay, so look at this. I just think that the system is really rotten. There's a lot of nonsense when we talk about law enforcement, and there's a lot of absurdities that it's just impossible to be blind about. So let me show this video, and I'm just gonna.
An attacker. Is this a joke?
This woman called the cops
Oh, thank God.
and accused a guy of kicking down her door and assaulting her.
Okay, the video is gonna start with a crazy girl accusing his neighbor of kicking his door and making trouble. But look at this nonsense. Look at this.
You forcefully entered her home and attacked her. Is this a joke? You forcefully entered her home and attacked her. Is this a joke?
This woman called the cops
Oh, thank God.
and accused a guy of kicking down her door and assaulting her.
So what happened?
He kicked in the door. I ran. He choked me out.
But there was a minor problem with her story. The suspect has been a paraplegic in a wheelchair for 20 plus years.
How long have you been in your wheelchair?
I was 18.
Since you were 18?
5 years.
But the arresting officer just didn't care, and he attempted to arrest him anyways.
I literally can't. I don't have muscle control. I'm not. Oh my God. Oh my God.
When another officer stepped in and questioned what was happening,
If you're paralyzed, somebody must have made a mistake. Because if the door was kicked in, he didn't kick it in.
he went to his lieutenant
Don't mean to interrupt your lunch. They got a quadriplegic guy up there in handcuffs.
who couldn't be bothered to get up off of his chair, but quickly accused the 100% innocent man who was in fact a paraplegic of lying.
Yeah, but it's phony work. It's a ruse, man.
So-
I mean, it's an obvious attempt to not to go to jail. So
Yeah. But he is up from the waist below.
I've never.
So this is just a quick example of how incompetent law enforcement is. They tricked the guy to go to the police station with a lie. They told him, come here because your identity is being compromised. We need to talk to you. The guy went to the police station on his wheelchair because he's being quadriplegic since 25 years ago. And the police officer, he told him, you know, you are under arrest because you were kicking the door of your neighbor, the crazy girl we just saw. The guy is like, what? I'm quadriplegic. I cannot control my muscles. The guy, he can only move his arms. And when the other cop came to talk to this officer, what's going on here? It doesn't make sense. This guy is obviously on a wheelchair. He's not able to kick any door with his feet. That was the good officer trying to do the good thing, but he's trapped in the system. So he goes to talk to his supervisor, and the supervisor is a lazy guy saying, oh, no, this is a trap. The guy is obviously lying. He didn't care to go to observe, to inspect the whole situation. And the worst is that the officer that received the quadriplegic guy, he touched the guy to see if he was lying or not. And obviously the guy fell from the wheelchair. So when I see things like this, it makes me mad. And I'm not saying that every cop or every law enforcement officer is that stupid, but the ones who are not stupid are trapped in the system. When the good guy was trying to do the correct thing, he went to talk to his supervisor, and the situation was just worse. So I can picture that supervisor being someone like Holman or Doc Carter, saying things like, you know, The sticks, those were items of not evidentiary value. So don't collect the sticks. Items of not evidentiary value. It's just to say a lot of inconsistencies, a lot of nonsense here in this case, and we just have to believe in the law enforcement narrative. I understand when people are skeptical, especially in this case, which was a mess, where everything was done in the worst possible way. But people tend to believe blindly in law enforcement. So that makes me mad, guys. I don't know, what do you think? And again, not all the cops are bad cops or incompetent, but when they try to do the good thing, just the system is so rotten that they cannot do it. It's just frustrating. Anyways, coming back to the channel here, Trial Junkie, yes. Okay, we have seen that with his theory. I think there was at least some form of communication with the clients, and Richard Allen might have done it, trying to keep a degree of separation between honeypot and perpetrator. Yeah, this is a good theory, and it's kind of aligned with my theory. Trial Junkie, all crimes have a motive. Of course, and this is one of the problems here in this case, that we don't have what was the motive. And I understand that law enforcement, they don't need a motive to convict a person, right? A motive is not a requirement, but to understand the motive is very important to figure out what happened during the crime. What was the motive? Was the motive just a killer having sexual urgencies? To me, it's not that clear that this crime was a sexual related crime. Yes, we know that the girls were naked at one point, but we know that there was no sexual contact, let's say, contact. So yeah, could be a sexual motivated crime, but we cannot say that for sure, 100%. Was a revenge. Again, the way Libby was treated, very different to the way Abby was treated. So could be a revenge against the family of Libby, or against Libby herself, and Abby was just a collateral damage. I don't know. Was alcoholism a motive here? There are some killers that they just transform themselves after being drunk. There are rumors about Richard Allen being alcoholic. Is that a possible? In Colombia, in my country, we have the worst serial killer. He killed 400 children. His name is Garavito. I don't know if you know about the guy. And one of the motives was that, of course, he was a pervert, a deviant, but when he was drinking, he transformed himself into a demon. And law enforcement, they were able to collect bottles of alcohol at every crime scene, and that's the way they were able to connect the murders to him. So it was a catfishing scenario. That's my theory. I think it is very possible that the clients were involved in the crime. And you know my theory, I'm not gonna repeat the theory, but yes, I agree with you, Trial Junkie. All crimes have a motive, and understanding the motive is very important to be able to connect the dots and to try to know the whole story here. This guy had been paraplegic for 20 years. Huh? How crazy is that? How stupid can be that law enforcement officer? Before touching a guy like that, at least call the paramedics. Do an evaluation to the guy. Hey, this guy is saying that he's paraplegic. I'm not 100% confident about it, but please, can you do an evaluation and tell me if he's telling the truth or not? Or give me your papers, your medical records to demonstrate that. Something like that. No, he just touched the guy and the guy right to the floor. It's incredible. How to get sued 101. What? Yeah. Things like that happen more, sadly. He will be rolling in the money, literally and figuratively. Hiawatha, I couldn't believe this happened when I first seen it. But as we know, people are misidentified all the time. Oh yeah, the police have to fill their arrest quota. Yeah, exactly. And be embarrassed the rest of his life because it went viral. Yeah, and it should be just fired and not embarrassed, fired. Or maybe he's going to be promoted as Holman. You know, you do mistakes, you do stupid things, you do a bad investigation, and at the end you get promoted. So maybe that's what happened with the stupid officer here. Simdal, I think it is the military style training and get up that drives these cops into this combative mode. Lots of them on steroids as well, it seems. Yeah, and yeah, it's just so sad. Iwata, I was raised back in the day when Officer Friendly came to the classrooms and you were taught to trust the police. Boy, times have changed. I'm not sure times have changed. To me, it's like that since forever. It's just like now we have more tools than before, and they are more exposed than before. But to me, the control element was always there. It's the fact you have power, you act in this type of way, sadly. Cyber Warrior. What I keep coming back to is the Vegas Strip and the stuff Keegan was Googling on his phone. How long does evidence last? If he didn't have anything to do with their deaths, I will be shocked. Yeah, me too. And not only that, and the fact that he was looking for the address of the Marathon gas station. Remember also his phone connecting to the Wi-Fi of Travis Drexler. Anthony Schott sending money to Libby via the Cash App application. So we could talk about Keegan the whole night. The story that Kayla told us when she was at the Galveston Park with his friend, a girlfriend, and Keegan was so pissed, and he told her that why did you do this? I can kidnap you, you know that, and I can cut your throat and watch you bleed out, which to me is like the image of what happened in Delphi. And you're right. And about your point regarding the Vegas Strip, there's an interesting thing here. The other time we had Rick Snay, and I was very interested in his opinions about the Kleins because we know that he's friends with Tony Klein. And one of the questions I asked him was the Vegas Strip. What do you think about the Vegas Strip? It's very coincidental that they live to Vegas after the commission of the murders. And he said that that was just a pure coincidence because Tony Klein, he was working in a car manufacturing company. I think it was Chrysler. I don't remember the name, or Subaru. Correct me, you guys in the chat. But he said that Vegas Strip was planned like a long time ago because he has to fill some forms, Tony, to get his vacations approved like with anticipation. So that's how Rick explained that the Vegas Strip was not related to to the murders. But in my opinion, in the other side, that could be something that the clients switched in their favor. Something like, now that we are going to Vegas, you know what I mean? That was part of the plan at one point. Maybe at the beginning it was not part of the conception of committing the murders, but over time, when they prepared this catfishing scenario, the Vegas trip was already there, so they took advantage of that to do what they wanted to do, to sell some photographic material in Vegas, for example, if that was the case. Just saying that. Cyber Warrior, the circumstantial evidence is beyond huge. We just have to believe in our law enforcement. They know more than we do as far as this case is concerned. Yeah, of course they do more than we do, and that's why there are a lot of speculation still here in the community, because we don't know all the facts, and when things don't add up, you have no choice. You have to speculate, because there are a lot of holes in the timeline, a lot of holes in the elements surrounding the clients, even Ron Logan. And I understand your point. We don't know the whole story, of course. And the jury, they didn't know the whole story when the process was conducted. RC99, The Shield was a great TV show about corrupt cops. Anti-narcotic gang units tend to be the worst offenders. I wouldn't disagree with you. But was he taking scout online evidence? We don't know. Who? No notification, really? Oh, sorry for that. I don't know why. Did you guys get the notification or not? It's maybe because I prepared the live in, I scheduled the live in StreamYard like maybe 1 hour ago, so maybe it's because of that. I should schedule the live like with more anticipation, let's say, and maybe that's why you didn't get the notification. I don't know, but that's bad. I would like to have for you the notifications like right away. Hey, Hiawatha, I remember the first time I seen the police in what looked like a military uniform. I was shocked. It was around 2010. Sorry, I can't spell about online evidence. Mark Craven. So the theory of Mark. More than one person were involved with the murders. Second, the girls were planning on meeting someone at the bridge. Third, revenge was the motive. I tend to agree with your first point and your second point. And the third point, I don't know. But again, the fact that Libby was treated really bad in comparison to Abby, maybe you're right. Maybe revenge was a motive here. I don't know. And maybe if you can tell us, Mark, when you say that more than one person were involved, do you have any hypothesis about the other person, or you don't? Trial Junkie. Walla is the only person who says Richard Allen is an alcoholic, but Ron Logan X says he's a violent drunk. Yeah, and you brought up one of the most questionable characters here, Dr. Walla. Again, this is a matter of trust. We have to trust Dr. Walla. The most damaging confession of Richard Allen was the one he made to Dr. Walla. And we don't have any notes here. We don't have any audio recording. We don't have any videotape material. we have to trust her words. It's not fishy data, or I don't know. It's something that I cannot buy if I don't see it. And the details that were important to convict Richard Allen were the details that were part of that confession he made to Dr. Walla. In the other confessions, he didn't give any details. So the only one that was really damaging for him, the one that was like the cause of his conviction, was that one. And we don't have any proof, any document, any evidence, just the words of Dr. Walla, who was a very questionable professional, working with YouTube creators, participating in Facebook groups. So this is bad. This is bad. Miracle Hearts. A lot of times, alcohol is a form of self-medicating for mental issues, likely a contributing factor, but not the main cause. Yeah, I agree with you. The thing is that when you are an alcoholic or when you are drunk, because there's a difference also there. You can be an alcoholic and you're never going to be drunk. And I think most of the alcoholics are like that. They drink, and they don't get drunk because their whole system, the organism, is just so tolerant to the alcohol over the years that they don't get drunk. So this is a good point. Not all of them are like that, but some of them are like that. I remember the singer of Stone Temple Pilots, Scott Weiland. He was just drinking nonstop the whole day since the beginning of the day until the end of the day. And a journalist asked him about being drunk all the time or something like that. And he said, no, that's my problem. I don't get drunk. So I can drink and I don't get drunk. So some people that actually get drunk when drinking, they are able to quit alcohol. Just a sidebar opinion here. Sorry for that. Shane Coincidine. Scorn X that was with a man 30 years ago or a professional. I know what I choose. Luis Cuevas is here again. How are you, Luis? Happy to have you here. Simdal. He was also Googling Sandy Hook's kids. So disturbing. Yeah, Sandy Hook's. What type of pleasure, or I know that sometimes there are morbid curiosity, but looking for images of murdered kids, and when we know that he was catfishing underage girls and boys, and when you add the rest of the items or elements connecting potentially Keegan to the crime, yeah, this is really disturbing. His mind is just rotten. His brain is rotten. Trial junkie. Keegan did a lot of creepy stuff. And where is his dad? Yeah. His dad is free. I believe he's in Florida at this time. He's not going to come back to Indiana for sure. Having the time of his life, I guess. I wonder if his freedom was part of the potential negotiation between Keegan and law enforcement. I don't know. Maybe when Keegan confessed, and in my opinion, there was a negotiation between Keegan Klein and law enforcement that was part of the confession. So, or maybe both of them confessed at the same time. I don't know. And that's why he's free, and that's why Keegan was not charged with the murders, only with Sisam. But yeah, he's having the time of his life under the sun of Florida. Tony Klein. Shane Considine. I heard of a very reliable source that's close to the family of Libby that there's zero chance she had a Cash App or any online money source. She was very young to have one. Cops did say though. Yeah, but she had also the support of, I'm not gonna say who, but some main character here in the community to configure her cell phone, right? And even the same Keegan Klein, he could give her easily instructions to load the Cash App application in her phone. So the kids are not gonna tell everything to their families or even to their close friends. Sometimes they keep things for them, and to me, it's very easy to load that Cash App application if that was in the interest of Keegan Klein. They were communicating by Instagram, by what's the name, Snapchat, and maybe during those communications, he instructed her how to load the Cash App application. Remember that girl? It was another witness in the season process of Keegan Klein. She, in her testimony, she said that Keegan or Anthony Schultz instructed her about the loading of the Cash App application, and that Keegan was sending her money to buy Victoria's Secret stuff. So to me, that's easily something that Keegan Klein can do. Other thing I wanted to say about that was, I forgot, but yeah, I don't think it's a valid explanation that she had zero chance. No, she has. Yeah, what I wanted to say is that remember that Libby's phone was factory reset at one point, so a lot of information was lost. Keegan deleted the information of his personal phone, the one that was not found by law enforcement when they went to search his house, because he hid the phone behind the microwave. And after that, before going again to talk to the police, he already deleted his applications. And Libby, it was the same. At one point, her phone was factory reset. So maybe the Cash App application was just vanished during those erasing scenarios. Trial Junkie. Keegan always lived with his dad, not up. I don't understand. Then he was homeless after the murders. Homeless, not really homeless. Shane, but it might not have been money directly. Well, yes, of course it was. Yeah, of course it was money directly via the Cash App application. And the law enforcement, they said that we have the money, the Anthony Schultz money account going to Libby's. So there was a money transaction directly via the Cash App application. And we are not talking about huge amount of money. The other girl who was the witness in the Keegan Klein's process for season, she said that he was sending $10. But underage girls, they're fine with $10, just to maybe to brag. Hey, this guy's sending me money. I don't know, $10. And maybe $10 is a lot for them. I don't know. But he was sending money to his victims via the Cash App application directly. Like the stream, guys. Hey, yes, guys. The troll is saying, like the stream, hit the like, subscribe, join the channel. Just my opinion. If you did it, then I think the motive was money. I think you got involved with the wrong crowd because of his pharmacy connection, and they paid him to ambush a girl. Maybe. That's a good point. That is if he was involved. Yeah, good point. Jared Parker, cryptex is gay. I'm not, but I don't have anything against gay people. What about you, Jared? Are you gay? Are you straight? Are you what? Swinger? Monday. But the only case is America, is that you cannot accuse the family. Well, the thing is not to accuse the family, but it's just to see if the family was related somehow. I'm not saying to blame the family. What I'm saying is if the case was related to a revenge or to a bad business that just happened with one of the members of the family, or if some debt was not paid at the right time, or if there was a fight in a bar or something like that. Revenge is retaliation is very possible, in my opinion, but who knows? Notifications never work. Oh, I have to take a look on that situation there. Thank you, Trial Junkie. That's bad. But anyways, you are here, which is the good thing. Shane, I really like listening to all your theories. To this day, anyone could be right over me, but Allen was very involved, in my opinion. I agree with you, Shane. Just my opinion. The story of the girl who came out about Keegan was proven wrong, no? I don't think so. No, it wasn't. Shane, the girl he supposedly met, JM, opinion? JM? Ah, just my opinion. You're talking about the other viewer, yeah. Murder sheet, exactly. USA Libertarian. How are you, USA Libertarian? Another favorite moderator here. That's my opinion. If Keegan is involved, I think he sold, rented out the account. Potentially. That could be part of his business. Selling passwords to other people to be able to enter into that, let's say, Dropbox, or even selling burner phones, as it was discussed by Richie Davis in the case-by-case streaming. Possibly. Keegan was very transactional. Trial Junkie. Everyone tries not to discuss revenge, because if the motive is revenge, it involves the family. Yeah. But involving the family in a revenge scenario is very different to blame the family. It's just that shit happens. Yeah. Sometimes people don't go after you. They go after the ones you care the most. So, Ogie or Ogie. I just heard Elvis Fields geofenced in the area and confessed. That's very strange to me. I don't think the Elvis Fields geofencing data was near to the crime scene on that day. I think he left his phone at home. That's what I remember. That's my recollection. I don't think we have geofencing data of Elvis Fields proving that he was near to the crime scene the day of the murders. I really don't remember that. What I remember is that he left his phone at home. Anyway, I may be wrong. Correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. But now that you are talking about geofence data, again, this is something that is fishy, sketchy in this case. Geofencing data was not allowed to be part of the process, and I don't understand why. It's because the Richard Allen personal phone was not pinging around the crime scene during the day of the murders, and it was not in the favor of law enforcement narrative to bring that geofencing data to the process, or is because there were other cell phones pinging near to the crime scene, other people that could be involved as an actor in the crime. It's really weird that the geofencing data was not allowed. I don't get it. Trial junkie. Richard Allen never talks about drinking anything in his 2 interviews. Yeah, but he said he drank 3 beers, no, after leaving home, something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but what's that I understand. Shane, I think Walla failed in her work, but from court documents, she seemed to like Allen. She helped him from what I read. But those are 2 separate things. Maybe that was part of her strategy, being nice to him, and at the end, she just fabricated that confession. I don't understand why we don't have any notes. We don't. If the other confessions that Richard Allen made were videotaped or at least audio recorded, why don't we have the same when we have the confession to Walla? And we have to trust her words, and we know that she's a very questionable character here in this case. So that's the problem. Walla, Galipo, and 2 guards all fired after the trial, of course. Questionable behavior. So that's the problem here, guys. Shane, whoever told you he offensed is lying. You're talking about Elvis Fields? Yeah, I think so. Just my opinion. Anyone know if he searched for the gas station before or after the murders? If it was after, he could have checked to see if the person he sold the phone to was nearby and looked up the address, which my understanding is that he looked before the murders. But you have a good point. If it was after, it's equally interesting, no? But I think it was before. Simdal. Shane, her being knee deep in the online ecosystem is problematic, though. Thing could very well have been fed to Richard Allen. Yeah, Dr. Wallace's behavior is really very questionable and raises a lot of questions in regards of Richard Allen's confession. Trial junkie. In my opinion, the alcoholic issue is all rumor. Maybe it's a rumor. Maybe it is. We know that he used to go to bars, but yeah, that's not a proof that he was alcoholic. I don't know. I heard that he was an alcoholic, but I don't remember the source of that. So I'm not gonna say that was the case. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think he was drinking too much at one point. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong again. Sorry. Shane. That's why I said she failed. She shouldn't have been online. Yeah, horrible. Monday again. Remembering the crew here to hit the like. Okay, USA Libertarian. But Walla didn't help him. She got him convicted. It's almost extremely suspicious she was meeting him every day. Obviously, that can be spun as trying extra hard to help him. Yeah, everything around Richard Walla is questionable. Creators working with Walla is even more questionable in both sides. In the sides of the creators working with Walla, pushing narratives, and in regards of Walla behaving like that in this type of critical case, Just my opinion. Would mean the dude was at the gas station, which would explain why the footage was lost. That's the other insane coincidence here, huh? The footage, the video extracted from the Marathon gas station was lost. Was not lost, was corrupted or damaged. That's what happened. Especially the white van narrative, it was out there. And it was not even the white van. He didn't say white. He said van. So it's even more general. And yeah, it could be fed to Richard Allen by Waller. Did she tell the truth? We will never know. Yeah, I agree. We will never know. Iwata, I've not been able to find Walla's credentials anywhere except as a therapist. Keegan was raised in an extremely dysfunctional home. I agree. Yeah, Tony Klein was a piece of shit. Very violent, bipolar, very violent with his kids. Remember that interview with Keegan's stepbrother? That guy is really lucky to be alive. Imagine someone of the size of Keegan Klein, of Tony Klein, kicking your head against the toilet ceramic, let's say. I think he had some damage in his eye, but could be dead. He's very lucky. Shane Considine, very bad upbringing. Tony was a demon in his youth, yeah, and maybe after. Remember the ski mask incident? Could be Tony Klein. And he was a stalker. He was bad when he was young, and when he was older, he punched his wife in front of the whole family. Again, remember that episode that Murder Sheet did about Tony Klein. He was a demon. He is a demon. Trial junkie. Everyone who lives in Indiana goes to Florida. It's too hot in Florida. Why to go there? Go to California. I think Tony Klein is hiding. I know that he is, but I don't know. I have some information about him being in Florida. So I don't know if he's hiding or he's just in the beach having fun. Exactly. He was also an evil adult. I agree. Iwata. My 13 years old grandson has a Cash App. How old are you, Iwata? I picture you like a 20 years old lady. So you have a grandson. Your grandson, he has a Cash App application. So I can send him money out of state. Kids lie all the time about their age to get on all the socials. I agree. To me, I think it's likely that Libby, she had Cash App in her phone, and that Keegan was sending her money, as we can see in the transcripts. We have the money, the Anthony Shots money going to Libby. Simdal, trying to stay ahead of the technical prowess of kids is a lost cause. They will find a way, of course. They are better than us, for sure. Trial junkie, I heard that other girls in the area were exchanging photos for money. Yeah, that was in the part of the process of the Keegan Klein season scenario. Shane, do you need a passport or driving license in America to open a Cash App? In Ireland, if I open one for my teenage kids, I have to show birth certificates and all, or it's in my name. I don't know, but I think they figure out the way to do it with the help of an adult here. Could be Keegan himself doing some type of technical process to get that application in her phone. I don't know if they need to have a driving license or something like that. I don't know the answer. I don't think so, Shane, but according to Mark, no. Shane, it might not have been cash per se. Might have been PlayStation vouchers or iPhone cards. Yeah, but Vido, he said it was money. It was money going from the Anthony Shots account to Libby's. So I don't think it was PlayStation vouchers or iPhone cards. To me, it was clear that it was money. And again, the other teenage girl or that was a witness in the Keegan season process, she said that Keegan was sending her $10 every time. So it was money. It was $10. It wasn't PlayStation cards. Trial Junkie. It's all sad perverts are not standing on the corner anymore. They're online. Hey guys, can you kick out this idiot here? Don't know what's he doing here. Now it would be like $50. Yeah. Yeah, he solved the case, Simdar. I agree. Hibernation. Tony Klein didn't take any responsibility for talking to young girls on the Anthony Shots account and let Keegan Klein eat up all the charges. Keegan still deserves all the time he got, but Tony Klein should be in his celly. Yeah, Tony is free, and I sincerely don't think that Keegan is gonna serve 43 years. He's gonna be released earlier, for sure. Hiawatha, it's obvious the families had no idea what those girls were doing online. Kelsey did, but she was the big sister. Most of us hold our big sisters in confidence. Yeah, of course, the parents, they didn't know anything, or the grandparents. Shane agrees with that. I know every little ant thing, it's too late. Yep, you're right. Trial Junkie. In the beginning of my look into this, I thought Richard Allen was possibly a Smurf through the pharmacy job, and Patrick Westphal says CVS sells mid. What is mid? I don't know what's that. Simdal. 3 years old work iPads like they designed them. Future parents are cooked. Yeah, and now with the artificial intelligence, it's gonna be even worse. Yeah, this guy sounds like a pervert, huh? Donovan. Creepy guy. Trial Junkie. I don't blame the family at all, except for Derek. He was the problem in one of my theories. If we are talking about a revenge or a drug-related motive or motivation, yeah, it's plausible. Don't doctrine. Can talk much on another life. Dan Doolin is involved. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Dan, okay, I don't want to talk about it, but anyway. Hiawatha. I gotta step away for a few at the doctor. Have fun at the doctor, Hiawatha. I hope everything is okay with your health. Trial Junkie. Why would they use a DNR officer to interview witnesses? Well, they needed some resources for sure. If there were a lot of tips at the time, maybe it was, but yeah, it's interesting. When you talk about witness, it's different, right? I don't know. It's a good point. But they did it. Who interviewed the other witnesses? Drinking 3 beers came only from Dr. Walla. Dan Doolin was there for the search, there for the flora, there for collecting evidence sticks, his perfect size for BG. That's a stretch in my opinion, but I don't think. Luis Cuevas. even if in the Franks, the defense stated Phil's phone was left at home. Yeah, that's what I understood. I think Louis is right here. I remember that he didn't have his phone that day. Trial Junkie, what is the significance of the Marathon store? Well, the significance is that the Marathon store is not very far away from the area where the crime was committed, and that Keegan was looking for the address of that Marathon gas station. So when you combine the whole Keegan Klein circumstantial evidence, let's say, it may indicate that he was present in Delphi the day of the murders, and that's why he was looking for that address. If he remember that he in the transcript it said that he was supposed to meet the girls, but they never showed up. So if he was supposed to meet the girls, he needed to know how to go there, right? So the way to know that was looking for the Marathon gas station address, maybe to park or to buy something. Anyways, the address was just near to the bridge, and I don't know. Maybe they meet the clients. They meet someone there also. Maybe there was some type of money interchange. I don't know. That's a mystery, but the fact that he was supposed to meet Libby that day and they never showed up, that he was looking for the Marathon gas station, and after those elements he confessed, so everything points to Keegan Klein potentially being there. So that's the significance, and not only that, remember that the video was damaged, the video of the Marathon gas station. So when we talk about Keegan Klein, this is a big red flag. He looking for that Marathon store, and the Marathon gas station video being lost or corrupted or damaged. So it's fishy again. Don't dox me. Dan Doolin is a volunteer firefighter. Trial Junkie. Richard Allen went to one bar to play pool and socialize with his wife and friends, which probably included some drinking. Yeah. It doesn't mean that because of that he was an alcoholic or he was drunk all the time. You're right. Bell Mayhem. I think you are new here. Happy to have you here. Keegan Klein Googled the Marathon gas station the night before. Also, Libby's phone GPS coordinates for the BG video were right next to gas station. Yeah, thank you for the clarification here, Bell Mayhem. Exactly. None of the Wallace visits are on camera. Monday. I believe something happened at the house. Look at Abby's last photo in the car. Looks like they are sad, not happy. Like not happy to meet Anthony Shout's new boy. I don't know. She looks, I don't know if sad or tired. It's hard to say. I wouldn't say she's sad. Maybe she was just tired. I don't know. Or she was sleeping before in the car. I don't know. Who knows? It's hard to say. Trial Junkie. Unfortunately, the jury didn't know about everything that was already out on the interview. Yeah, the jury didn't have the whole picture. So, yeah, they didn't know the whole story here. Don't dox me unless you physically go out and measure the bridge and distance. You cannot guess the height of BG. We cannot, but an expert would be able to do it, and that was another mistake from law enforcement. Why law enforcement didn't contact an expert to determine the height of bridge guy. It appears like really clear in that video to me that it's easy to have that height determination, but they didn't care. And I believe it's the cost of that analysis like $10,000. Why they didn't do that? Another question here, another mistake, right? Trial junkie. Keegan said his dad had a quick temper. I think he was bipolar. That's what I remember from the Murdership episode about Keegan, about Tony Klein, that he had like bipolar problems. And Bell Mayhem, I must have missed that about the Cash App. Keegan Klein sent Libby money. Yes, remember in the transcripts when the detectives were interviewing Keegan Klein, they said we have and I remember the exact wording of that sentence. We have the money, the Anthony Shots money account going to Libby. And at the time, I was making videos about that, and some people were saying, no, you are taking that sentence too literally. They were talking about pictures of money that Keegan was sending to Libby. I don't know why they were thinking that. I remember that Keegan, he had some pictures or some photos counting money, or of course he was living in a fantasy world, and they were pictures about money, right? So some people were like thinking that sentence was not about actual money, but about pictures where money was there. But there's another witness in the season process of Keegan Klein who said that Keegan was sending her money via the Cash App application to buy Victoria's Secret stuff. And that money was $10 every time. So to me, it's clear that Keegan was sending money to Libby. There was a monetary transaction there. To me, it's a fact. Trial junkie, a lot of info is out there, and this is one of the things. I don't know why. I don't think we have any evidence about it. Well, when you connect the dots, to me, it's clear that money was being sent by Keegan to Libby. That, to me, is just evident. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you? Elizabeth K. How are you doing? Elizabeth, coming in late, we'll have to reply to hear everyone's theories and share your theory with us, Elizabeth, please. Mary Beanie, I still believe Richard Allen is innocent. Okay, well, what is your alternate theory, Mary? Can you share your theory with us? Bell Mayhem, the catfish also had been sending money to the best friend, who then believed he would pay her $9 million for killing sexual assault video. I don't know about that. Yeah, that was my question. Me too, I respect your opinion, but I want to know why and what is your theory. USA Libertarian, I previously tried to find that Dolin's official jacket would look like. Docs me saying adios, bye-bye. So according to Mary Beanie, Richard Allen didn't get a fair trial, and Klein is involved, and that cop should be investigated. Which cop? Dan Doolin, you mean? Yeah, but not having, no. Okay, I understand your point, it's good. Trial junkie. 3 days into the investigation, supposedly they had a lot of help with different organs. You would think a witness is the most important interview, of course. Were the girls supposed to meet Keegan at the marathon? I think the context is that they were supposed to meet Keegan at the bridge. And again, in that sentence, I was supposed to meet Libby, but she never showed up. Is not written in that sentence that they were talking about the Monon High Bridge. But I think that in the context of the conversation, we can conclude that that was the meeting point. Yeah, exactly. Another lost evidence. Elizabeth, I don't know what to think. Sadly, too many plausible suspects and scenarios. And after all these years, such muddy waters. I hate saying that because of the creek, but you guys know what I mean. Yeah, 100%. I think we agree with you here. It feels like law enforcement didn't want to know about any evidence in the first 6 years, where they committed a lot of mistakes, for sure. USA. So my theories are either a lone wolf or Klein was setting up meets for other pedos. Yeah. Deja vu. How are you, Deja vu? The apple didn't fall far from the tree. Derek Jarman is my #1 suspect. Do you think there was some drug-related scenario here, Deja vu? Yeah, this is one of the things that is really bad here. The defense asking for the preservation of evidence and the judge not allowing to preserve that evidence for a future potential appealing process. This is bad again. Elizabeth, my very firm opinion: investigate and hold accountable law enforcement and state for this failure for the girls, for society, and for the treatment of a pretrial detainee. Yeah, but the outcome was the opposite. Holman was promoted, and Doug Carter, he had his desired retirement with honors. So it was the opposite. They were compensated for the mistakes they did during 6 years of investigation. Yeah. Quietly concerned. How can be so many possibilities still be on the table? Delphi is such a shady place. And again, if we come back to the fact that Richard Allen was cleared at the beginning of the investigation, if he was actually a suspect or someone to investigate, why law enforcement decided to clear him? So my question is because they are trying to protect someone with power in that community? I don't know. Maybe I'm being very, I don't know, using conspiracies here, but it's just weird. It's just weird because if Richard Allen was discarded as a suspect at the beginning, and that's why they cleared Richard Allen, this is bad because at the end they changed their minds and we wrongly cleared this guy. And I think that maybe he was cleared because the geofencing data of his phone, which was available at the time, maybe demonstrated that he was not, or at least that his phone was not near to the bridge at the time of the murders. And the other possibility is that law enforcement didn't follow the lead. They were not interested in in following Richard Allen after his confession. Why? Because, I don't know, someone with power is in the middle of the whole situation. If Richard Allen is connected to the Kleins, let's say, and that's also why the Kleins were not part of the process as a third party here. I don't know, but it's, yeah, again, there's a lot of questions, a lot of mistakes, a lot of unsolved questions, for sure. Yeah, for some people, the case is solved and it's not a cold case anymore. For other people, like you, like me, there's still a lot of questions here. I agree with you. RC99. The Risi letter covers half the motive, the deviance of Ron Logan, Keegan, Klein. The other half was revenge murder involving the guys from the Franks. Deja vu. Gotta go back to the beginning. He was released from jail only months before. You mean Derek, German? Could be a revenge scenario. I agree. Hello, Boggy. How are you? Free Palestine. Trial Junkie. Maybe it was known that Keegan could lure anyone to go anywhere. According to Quietly Concerned, she believes that Derek was giving info to law enforcement and they didn't want that to be known. Could be an informant, like Keegan Klein could be an informant as well. An informant scenario could be easily on the table here. Elizabeth, Cesspool down there. I grew up in Indiana, not far away, but long ago. Never would have guessed so many shady people there. I think shady people are everywhere. We have to be careful. Jeff Ignatowski. Okay, Mary, I know who you are. You are one of the usual in the Jeff Ignatowski's channel. I hope he's doing okay. I sent him an email this week trying to schedule a live streaming with him. So I hope his health is better now and he's having a full recovery. Candy. Whatever was in Keegan Klein's devices might have pointed at higher ups. Maybe Keegan Klein didn't even realize it. Yeah, 100%. We don't know who was involved in that Dropbox. If there's a big name there, look. And people with power, people with money, there are a lot of deviants there. Just look at this case of Sean Diddy, perverts. So, I don't know, someone with power could be in the middle of the Dropbox scenario. And that's why the clients are not, were not part of the whole process. Belly Mayhem. I would like to know that about money to Keegan too. To think that female perpetrators were not looked into, it's a travesty. Big Fishy, how are you, Fishy? What's up? Why are you so silent in your channel? No more videos, no more lives. We are missing your streamings. What's going on? Don't hate create. Okay, guys, it's 1 hour, 20 minutes. I'm gonna stay maybe 10 minutes more before ending the live. The fact that law enforcement didn't consider females is a big mistake. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. quietly concerned. We will never know the truth. So many people behaving criminally, but the guy who works at CVS was the only one responsible. Yeah, we don't know the whole story. Fishy, she's going to be lurking. Trial junkie. I think Ron Logan was recruited to lure the girls to his barn, but he screwed up and cut Libby. Well, that's part of the Richie Davis story. So maybe he was involved also. And the FBI, they were really hard into the Ron Logan angle. So it's interesting. I wouldn't discard Ron Logan as one of the actors, especially when we know that his phone was pinging at 2:09 p.m. the day of the murders near the bridge. So again, the fact that the geofencing data was not allowed to be part of the process is a big mistake here. And that's crap. I don't know. What do you think, guys, about that? So Mary Beanie, he's getting better. We are BK doing lives. BK? What do you mean BK? Avoiding the drama. Come on, you were never in drama. You're the one far away from drama, Fishy. Come on. Deja vu. 100%. Small town drama with big city problems. Follow the money. And with people with power. Small town, people with power, controlling law enforcement. Yeah. RC99. Ron Logan abused women. He sucks, even if he is not a bridge guy. Of course, he sucks. Keegan Klein sucks. A lot of people suck here. Second strike is 24 hours in the north corner. What are you talking about, guys? 86,000 seconds. Nobody is talking bad about you, cryptex. Okay, that's good. What about Brad Holder? Brad Holder. We are doing live shows against cryptex. Who is Brad Holden doing lives against me? I don't know. Okay, that's maybe I'm becoming VIP. If someone is doing streamings about me. So guys, I think that's gonna be all for tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, don't be a troll. Stay in touch. See you soon. And remember to hit the like before leaving the stream. See you guys. Bye-bye. It was nice to talk to you. Ciao.